Alright, should be back up now. That was fun. Twitch just completely kicked me off. They're like, yeah, done. Boom. You suck anyway. So refresh if you need to. Okay, that goes a lot further than I thought. Oh well. So yeah, you've seen both characters. So, yeehaw, I guess. Let's play a different type of Castlevania game. Here we go. All right. It's not showing up in here. Interesting. We'll just pick one. It doesn't matter what it's going to be. Except for that. That's way too big. Window. No. There we go. I kept trying to do like full screen on me. I'm like, hell no. Alright, so this is the Sharp X68000 PC. And if you've never seen it, it's quite interesting PC. I actually came across one growing up, thanks to growing up a military brat. And what happens is, basically... Okay, not sure why it's moving that instead. Switch back. Go. So basically it was a Japanese computer. And what it would do is it would basically it's like you can play lots of different games on for like we're talking like arcade perfect ports of like Strider, Final Fight, because they basically used this computer for the development kits early on. Okay, and then reset. We should be hearing music any second. This is like for the sound check. Basically, there's different things that you could do for the sound. Also, 6800s would play a little sound loop, let you know like before the game fully completely loads up if there's any sound driver issues at all. It's kind of interesting. It also supported external MIDI that you could plug into your computer and get even better sound, but that has not been emulated. So it'll be just a moment. It's still loading in the background right now. There we go. This eventually got ported to the PlayStation. I think it was part of like PlayStation Chronicles, I think it was. It was like the Castlevania Chronicles, I think it was on PlayStation 1. Yeah, so when these like PCs came out in Japan in like the late 1980s, mid to late 80s, they were like $5,000-$6,000. They were quite pricey. We'll do a new one. So I wonder if it'll take the keyboard input or not. Nope, it does not. Beautiful. Okay. Start's not normally where you expect it to be on this. Okay. There we go. It's like, why do I not have control? Okay. So in this version, you cannot jump on the stairs. I don't think there's anything in the wall. No, there's not, but it still gives you like an animation like there is. Here's a fun little part. I'm gonna save state. I think this is where it's at. I'm not sure. Oh, does not support save states. Boo, you suck, core. I just may have to take the life damage to do it. Endless Fleaman will jump out here. It's like, if you stay there for a while, if you get up to like a safe space, like, it's just like, there will be literally about 30 of them running around. Which was very impressive to see for the time. Like, that many enemies on the screen at once. Things we kind of take for granted now. Oops. Something I just thought of right now. So, the Sharp X68000 did come in different hertz. Well, it's saving it as Afterburner instead, which is kind of weird. So let me back out. Okay, it's still going to save it as Afterburner. You could actually get faster processors and basically some games would run a lot better if you did. So this is like an early game, so I didn't think that was going to be the case, but sometimes it's wise to set it up a little faster. Like certain games like Garou Densetsu, which is Fatal Fury in the West, like runs super slow on a 10 megahertz. Why can I not hit you? Oops. Get off the stairs! No. It's like you keep pressing up, and the game keeps trying to turn you to walk up the stairs instead. Which is not what you want to do. Crazy as it sounds. Slowly walk. I remember this part having like different paths you can take, but I can't remember what they were, like the biggest things. Oh, can't remember what you're supposed to do to like to get the items, and I screwed it up. Adon! Man, look at the speed the screen is scrolling. Holy crap. Oops. Oh, it's like, come on. Oh well, we'll end it there. So there's one more game I want to show off. Good old RetroArch. It's become a lot more stable, but it still has problems trying to resize everything. Go. Alright, so one last game, so I think anybody's watching anyway. It's not a problem, not a big surprise. Let's see. I remember this one being kind of weird. Is this PlayStation? Nope. This was actually the Sharp's X68000, which is a PC. Came out in Japan in like the mid to late 80s, was like $5,000-$6,000. Stupidly expensive, but Capcom actually ended up like developing a lot of arcade games on it, like Strider and Final Fight, notably. So this is being played on RetroArch. Also, hello Mulis, good to see you. I didn't know anybody was here. Oops, gotta interrupt. Let's see, so... This gets a little wonky to try to load this game last time I tried it. Go back up to reset. Actually got to interrupt it and put the screen back to a proper size. There we go. Transform, center screen, good. Options, 16 megahertz. That is gigantic. Alright, so Garou Densetsu, which is Fatal Fury to those in the West. And the Sharps would also play music to let you know, like, hey, we're loading, and it's also just doing a sound driver check. Because you could hook up external MIDI, like, receivers to this computer. So I actually got to play one of these. One of my neighbors came back from Japan Must have been around 92 or so. And it was quite impressive. So I remember like he had Strider and Daimakaimura, which is Ghosts and Goblins. Yeah, this is great. So you want to go to the option menu, okay? Insert disc D in the drive 0. So you'd have to stop, and then you'd have to go and pull out your disc, like the disc there, like because this game was like 5 or 6 discs. You have to put in disc D into the drive. Disc D. Just to get to options. As crazy as that is. Yeah, it's like, it's normal as level 6. That's even harder because MVS is 4 is what it normally is. Music source, internal. Insert disc A. So I also knew somebody who later got like Final Fight, and it was like, God, no, it was Street Fighter Super. Gosh, which Street Fighter was it? I think it was Super Street Fighter 2. It was like 8 discs. It got pretty crazy. Okay, let's start. And of course, I actually own this for my real Neo Geo, so I just felt like playing the incredibly slow version. Let's do Tung Furu. So this is one, if you had like the default 10 megahertz, it would run like half speed. It was incredibly slow. Insert disc C. Isn't this fun? Isn't history great, boys and girls? All right. You always hear the music first before you see the visuals. Did they take away my rush move? Oh my god. Yes, they did. It is like super hurt. Okay, so in the arcade version, Andy, if you do back and forward with Andy, you'll do a rush move, and this is like changed to like a half circle forward. Yeah, so you can't spam back forward and keep doing it. So I have no idea what his fireball is. Okay, so fireball is now backwards fireball. This is bizarre. For whatever reason, he decided to change up his moveset. So I'm wondering, what else in the world did they change? Let's try Joe. No disc change? Okay. Yep. Okay, so that's still fine. That's still jumping. That's still like pressing punch as fast as you can. Should have a slide. Man, the computer does massive damage. Well, I mean, to be fair, the old man is going like Incredible Hulk on me. Hurricane upper! Oh my god, yeah, it's pretty tricky to try to pull off special moves. And the computer does such horrific damage. Now, it's fun in the arcade version. Like I said, I actually own the physical arcade machine for the Neo Geo. But in the arcade version, if somebody else joined in right now, basically you'd both team up to fight the computer. So it'd be like 2-on-1, which is really cool. But then after you beat the computer, you have to fight each other in order to determine who goes forward in the game. So you could kind of cheese things to a certain point, but then you had to, like, you know, you had to spend a lot of money to do it. Yay! One down. Now what disc will I go to? For the key system? Is it like for like downloading the games, or is it for like just getting it to recognize that you have this game already and try to load it? Because if that's the case, I will send you my file through Discord. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's causing a lot of problems. If you look down in the comments, I think like the video I sent actually has like the top comment is actually like what you need to put in. Right, like you'll find like a site that'll actually like give you the keys you'll have to put into like a text file. Like I said, I can send you mine. It has like everything in there that ever came out for the Wii U. But yeah, but for the one to get into like the USB downloader type deal, that's completely different. I said on that video, check like the comment section, like underneath it there. It's usually, I think it's like the top pinned comment. It should be like listing some kind of site. Just basically input that in, that should get you going. Now, mine I never upgraded because I knew it was going to be probably a problem someday. Let's see. So my version of USB Helper is not the newest one. Fire it up real quick. Because it keeps telling me like, hey, you want to upgrade? I'm like, no, because I know this works. Let's see. Take a second. It's thinking about it. USB helper. Yeah, so this guy had this site going up for like the Wii U USB helper, and then he decided like, well, I'm not getting like massive donations for this, so I'm gonna take it down. And it's like, oh, you're a jerk. It's like you're doing something here already. So let's see. Trying to see what version I have because I think it's like version 11. It's not like the most up-to-date one. Yeah, what if you can post the video link to me real quick here in chat, So I'll tell you which ones it is, because it's not title keys, because that's for getting in and running the stuff. Like you said, you found the keys themselves, and that's just for running the games. Okay, take a look at that in 1 second. Let me finish getting this all set up here. Transform, center to screen. Yeah, he'll talk about it. He's like, you know, legally I can't tell you what it's about. Quiet you. Alright, let's see. Yeah, it used to be the top pinned comment. Okay, here we go. Found it originally. Okay, so try putting that in. That might help. So I think that's what I originally put in, and that should still work, I think. Cross our fingers on it. A move you already know. He's ducking. Aha, I get it. He doesn't duck much. Oh yes, throws are a thing in this game. I forgot. Do I have a throw? No, I don't. I have punch and I have kick, but I do not have throw. Oh, that was brutal. So this game loves to have the sound effects on that right channel. Music on the left, sound effects on the right. Well, yeah, it's like, don't try to go there, but like, are you putting that into the USB helper when it asks you for it? Because that's what I originally put in. So I've had people like try to go to it like directly and they're like, it doesn't work. It's like, yeah, it's down, but if you put it in for the thing, it should be fine. Yeah, because like when you pull up like the USB helper, it's like, put in the site here for the keys. Put that directly in there. That should, fingers crossed, get you into the program. Oh, this guy's a jerk. I think they took out the car. Yeah, there used to be like the Jeep over here. was actually more in the foreground, so you could actually hit them hard and you'd bounce them off there for extra damage. And of course the computer would also do the same thing to you. Good, good. Cross our fingers. Hope it does it. Oh. Are we still in my move? Computer is totally not input reading. Yeah, it kind of is. In that, like, you can jump into the foreground on a lot of stages. This stage you can't. But the thing is, like, you don't have any control over when you do. Like, the computer decides to do it. You don't have a say in it, really. Huh, that strategy still works on this version. Just tease them out with kicks. And then, like, the other Fatal Fury games that came along, like, you'd be able to do yourself. You'd be able to jump into the foreground if you wanted to. You just hit a button, but we're talking, like, later, like, years down the road. But this one just randomly, like, you'll have a computer jump in the background. You can either roll, like, shift into their plane into the background, or you can hit an attack and try to hit them on the way in. Surprised everything's still loading off that one disc, the D drive, or the D disc. Yeah, I'm not gonna destroy myself trying to do this. I get his points, that's it. Yeah, I would not do updates from Nintendo. Like, if you pick a game like Breath of the Wild, and you can actually download the updates themselves separately that way, but don't let it automatically update you, is what I would say. Definitely avoid that. Didn't see a disc 0. Okay. Just out of curiosity. Proteus, Sailor Moon, Star Wars, Attack on the Death Star, Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. Okay. I wasn't sure what version of Street Fighter I had. So I think they may have gone up to Super on this thing. Ooh, Garou Densetsu 2. Yeah, that was 6 discs. Holy crap. Yeah, Fatal Fury 2, 6 discs. All floppies, big floppies. How many Street Fighters were there before they moved to console? 2 was the first one to hit consoles, because that hit big. But Street Fighter, actually, every single Street Fighter has been on a console. Because you had the TurboGrafx 16 or PC Engine, depending on where you are in the world. That had Street Fighter 1, or Fighting Street, they renamed it for some weird version. Weird reason they decided to do that. And then Street Fighter 2 originally came out on the Super Nintendo after it had been in the arcades for like 6 months and was like a huge smash hit. And later got ported to the Genesis, and everything except for... Yeah, every version of a Street Fighter so far has hit a home console, except for Street Fighter the movie, which is the digitized kind of like Mortal Kombat style type game. I've actually done that on stream before. It's a hilarious train wreck that I absolutely love. That's like the only game I can think of that did not come home to a console of any type. Wajai. He starts getting his drunk powers. Just about. I mean, the joke back in the day was like that Capcom did not know how to count to 3 because everyone expected Street Fighter 3 to come out, and it never did until like 98. Holy crap, the computer didn't block it. That's awesome. But, yeah, so it was kind of weird because it kept going like, okay, it's gonna be Street Fighter 2. No, Super Street Fighter 2. Okay, how about now? Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. It's like, are we gonna get to 3? Okay, there's a new Street Fighter game. What is it called? Street Fighter Alpha. It's a prequel. It's like, oh god, they're never gonna get to 3. Then they got to 3, and it was quite the change. It wasn't be until Third Strike, like the third version of Street Fighter 3, that kind of caught on with the fighting game community. But my brother and I played the hell out of number 3, like Street Fighter 3, the new generation as they called it, and Second Impact. We actually got the Dreamcast version so we can play it at home. I remember the sprite being like so ridiculously huge back in the day. It's like, oh my god, look how big this guy is. Uh-oh. It's like, see if I can find a strategy to cheese him with. Now, normally in the arcade version with Geese, like the final boss, you can, like, it sometimes works, like maybe 1 out of 5, walk up to him and immediately throw him. But I don't know what the control is for this, because I haven't found a throw button yet on this. Let's take a look. Controls. You know, a little retro pad, keyboard. Yeah, so keep it that way. This won't help me. Okay. RetroArch still has really confusing remaps. I mean, because you'll have multiple things a lot of times. This is all for your controls in RetroArch. It's like, guys, simplify it, please, for the love of God. Oh, it's going for a perfect. It gets it. Okay, let me check my actual file. I have all these games stored. Hold on 1 second. Compete game. Let's see. So, yeah, Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. Let's fire that up just for fun. We'll do Street Fighter real quick. And quit. Yeah, it's going to be messed up here for just a second. $25 Hz, 12 megabytes. Oh, 2 buttons, no wonder. Okay, CPS. So it's like, why am I only have like punch and kick earlier? Well, there you go. That would explain it. Restart. I've never played this one on this emulator, so I'm not sure if it's going to exactly work. Okay. think I may have loaded the wrong one. We'll see, because I think it's saying like, hey, you put a system disk in here. Do you want to do that? Okay, let's try swapping this around. If this doesn't work, I'll try Daimakaimura, get my butt kicked in the next. I am terrible. Or Final Fight. We'll do something different. Let's see. So yeah, that's nice and small. Thanks, Retro Arch. Options, kick that up. Wow, you could overclock this 200 megahertz. No thanks. Start. Yeah, okay, so it's saying I need that. I'll have to figure this out on my own. Huh, Final Fight didn't make it into here for some reason. I'll have to rescan this on my computer. And now we're going to hijack this. Yeah, this computer also had like a dual disk drive on it, which is kind of cool. Now, keep in mind that this game actually was, the arcade game, was designed and developed on this computer. So, like, you were getting, like, the best possible port. $10, holy cow. It loads you out. It wants you to play for a while. CRT mode, that's fine. And look! Already better than the Super Nintendo because you have all 3 characters. I remember thinking like the Super Nintendo version was like so great for so long. And then like, so you just think like, wow, this is like really arcade perfect, and it really isn't. I got a copy of it like not too long ago. And you kind of realize over the passage of time, like, wow, okay, I used to think that this was really good looking and did not hold up. And unfortunately, I do not have a pause button for this. I need to lower down the audio just slightly. Go. Take that, Jake. There's actually a guy who's working on making a 10-player Final Fight game. It's pretty crazy. I have no idea when he's planning on getting it ready, like, for release. Okay, there should be bad guys coming out there. Interesting. There they come. But yeah, it's like 10-player. He's redone a whole bunch of different stuff, like for the AI. It's got like stupidly wide screen support. I mean, you can put this thing to like 31 by 16 or whatever insane resolution you can think of. It actually supports it. But there's also gameplay changes to it as well. It's not like you can play as the bad guys if you want with 10 other people, but there's also like crazy juggles. Let me look that up real quick because I can't remember what the guy's site is called. I think it's like Blue Front End. Yeah, Big Blue Front End here. I'm just going to post up his channel link right here so you can take a look at it yourself if you want to. To my knowledge, none of it's playable just yet. He hasn't released it for anybody to play, but he's hoping to do it pretty soon. I think in the arcade version, this may have, like, the lights may have flickered, because I remember it's like, this is, even though they developed the arcade version on this computer, like, it wasn't, like, 100% accurate. I mean, but it's still, because, I mean, they had to make some limitations, but, I mean, it's still pretty close. If you had a, like, $5,000 computer you had bought in Japan, then you were all set. You could get the best version outside of buying the arcade machine itself, which probably would have been cheaper. Come here, damned. This is Final Fight. The other game was Fatal Fury, another double F game. Yeah, but they actually developed this arcade game on this computer, like the Sharp X68000. Which is pretty freaking awesome. So this was like the best version you could get for the longest time. Outside of just buying the arcade machine, which would have been cheaper. It still would be cheaper to do now, actually. Seeing how these things are still selling for ridiculously amounts of money when they tend to go for sale, which is not too often. Yeah, so if you manage to find a Sharp 6800 for sale, and the drives are all working on it, because some of the drives tend to fail, you're looking at probably around 1,000, I think, just for the system itself. And then the games are like Neo Geo prices, like $200, $300, sometimes more. So one of the things I remember about like collecting for arcades is like I got a Neo Geo. I'm like, okay, well, got a really good deal on the home, like on the arcade version. Normally it's like around $1,000 to buy an MVS cabinet, and I got it for like $600, which is a steal of a deal, a $400 reduction. But like also I was thinking like, okay, well this would be, I've always wanted one of these machines, but it's gonna be a lot cheaper than trying to collect for the AES, which is the home variant. Because I mean, those games were, when they first came out, like, if you want to buy a Neo Geo game for your home AES system, like, first off, the system costs like $600, $700, which is, adjusted for inflation, now over $1,000. And then the games were each $200 to $300. So, and because they didn't really sell too well because of that ridiculously high price point for the home market, because it was literally the arcade version at home, MVS carts tended to be a lot cheaper. But now with the retro bubble going on, still, it's starting to impact things that didn't happen to happen. I mean, these games are not rare. Like even like the arcade versions of the Neo Geo games are now getting pretty pricey, which is stupid. That means like games like, because they made so much more MVS games because there was arcades all over the place in the 90s. So there's logistically speaking, there's a lot more MVS games out there in the wild than there are AES home versions. Oops, I didn't want to pick Guy again, but oh well. So it doesn't make sense that you'll have like home version, like you'll have suddenly the games cost more. Like there was a Ninja Combat, which nobody liked. It's not a good game. But it's one of the first Neo Geo games I played, and I was thinking, okay, that'd be kind of fun to have in my collection. And it used to be like a $20, $25 game, and now it's selling, last time I checked, for like almost $100. It's like, this game is common. It's not good. It shouldn't be selling for more than $20. So it's crazy stuff like that, but then you do have like legitimately like rare games. Like I have Art of Fighting 3, which is not too common of a game. I have that. I think I paid about almost $100 for it. No, let's see. No, I actually got a decent deal. I got like around 90 or so. That's selling for over $200 or $300, I think, right now. I also have Ninja Masters, which is legitimately like a $400 game at this point. It's like $300 or $400 for the arcade. And it's another one that I don't understand. It's not that great of a game. It's something that I like, though, so I tracked it down. But it's another one that's starting to get pretty pricey. But you're seeing it show up in like Neo Geo compilations. Like, you know, like, hey, here's our little Neo Geo mini system you can buy, and it will be on there. It's like, okay. People are like, oh, this isn't that good of a game. It's like, yeah, it's not, but it has its moments. Got my gum. Just mean we're doing like even less damage than usual. Good lord, yeah, this is gonna take forever. Please kill me. Alright, get the world's best mayor going. And punch in the face. Good job. dude. So I was like, I'm just trying to get home, man. The mayor came up. I was like, hey, I want to talk to you about, like, transportation reformation. The subway's obviously falling apart. Taxes are way too high, but we're not getting our dividends back. And the mayor just comes up and suplexes me. Yeah, you're right, exactly. Every single hit knocks me down. It's another weird thing about this version. I was like, what is going on here? And you nailed it, exactly. It's not just, like, from him, it's, like, from, like, not from Andor, just, like, anybody seems to knock me down. So these guys were just, like, hanging out, hoping that the train would stop. It's like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna hang out on the subway tracks. Hopefully a train doesn't come and run us over. We are the worst gang ever. The Not Too Bright gang. Come here. Take that, Doug. Also, why is nobody ever concerned that not only is there a rampant gang problem, but, like, also, like, multiple identical twins, quadruple twins? Oh yeah, Hagar is, like, the best mayor in the world, man. Mayor steroids. Mayor roid rage. I'd vote for him just out of pure, like, being scared to death. This guy always sucks. And later on, they'd actually put him in the Street Fighter Alpha. And turns out he's not Japanese, he's just some giant weeaboo, which is funny as hell. They're like, no, he's not Japanese, he's essentially some American guy who really liked the culture. Took it too far. It's like, that is funny as hell. Yeah, it's like, you do, like, no damage with your punches. My one weakness, running into fists. Kind of. I jump to the other side. Holy cow, they do not want you to do this one. Hello? Wow, Zero's got it just right there. Holy crap. Let's see if the guy comes out and says, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Awesome. Super Nintendo version, like, oh, my car. It's like, okay, Nintendo censorship, which is ironic because now it's Sony doing all the censorship. By the way, you beat up members of Guns N' Roses. You have Axl and Slash as a part of this. They have an appetite for destruction. No, I'm not apologizing for that. Barrel turkey. Why is there no one concerned that there's like random like trash cans and barrels in the middle of a club? I mean, this place is falling to hell already, but you gotta question video game logic at some point. Yeah, that too. It's like, why is the like health inspector not here checking this all out? It is a massive OSHA violation. And of course you can beat people over the head with a lead pipe, it doesn't matter either, they're not gonna die either. No caved in skulls, no murder charges. Wong who, that who. Okay, so is it gonna grab me and take me to the ring? Yep. Oh, it's only 2 of them. In the arcade it was, 3. Guess they decided to be a little bit nicer for the home version, I guess. Or maybe they just didn't have enough RAM for it, I don't know. So technically you get to beat the people to death with a big pipe. Still, no one's concerned. Sandburger. Yeah, streets of mild inconvenience. Be like a knockoff version of Streets of Rage. Streets of Minor Annoyance. So you're about to fight Eddie here, and he sucks. So he's got a gun, and you'll just smack you around. But you can't eat his gum. Yes. Streets of uncivil discussions. Actually, I'm surprised Eddie's taking a lot of damage. He's gonna start shooting, though. That was actually the easiest I've ever seen. They must have changed them for this version, which I'd be surprised. Because normally super fast plays keep away and just start shooting everybody on the screen. I don't know why, but this level never made it into the Super Nintendo. Oh, I gotta tell you, man, the arthritis is kicking my butt right now. It's like, it's really, really bad on top of it. Like, I don't have a turbo for this. It's like, oh. Also, there seems to be like a limit of like 4 people on screen, or bad guys at least. So the arcade could do more. So apparently there were home limitations for this. It's fascinating to see, just like from technical standpoints, for what this was. So I mean, this came out in 1989, so... Originally they wanted this to be Street Fighter 2. They're like, we're gonna call it Street Fighter 8 or 9, and they're like, this is nothing to do with Street Fighter, you're changing the name of the game to something else. We're like, Final Fight. Like, okay, that's fine. Oh no, Rolento. Ugh. He may have been one of my mains in Street Fighter Alpha 2, but oh. Yeah, I think they definitely messed with the health values, because this guy does not go down this quick. Now, I think this is a bonus stage here? Like, beating up, like, glass panes? Yeah. Okay. Music decided to stop. It's like, yeah, this is embarrassing. Alright, finally made it to the park. Like a last life laughs credit. Oh, there, homeless man. Okay, last life. Well, too bad I'm terrible at this version of the game, because it would have been interesting to see what Abigail was like, because Abigail was censored for the West. Well, at least, no, the arcade version was fine, but Super Nintendo version got censored. So Like, we can't have a guy with a woman's name getting beat up. That's terrible. Oh no, it's finally happened. Well, if you gotta die, getting blown up by dynamite point blank, probably the best way to go if you stop to think about it. Morbid, but I mean, it's probably the best way. Alright, so I was planning on that being the last one, but you know what? Let's just do one last game that I'm absolutely garbage at. Daimakaimura. Yes, I know the screen's too big. Give me a moment. Get the game going first. Now this game I am never good at, have never been good at, always been total garbage. And I forgot to mess with the stuff. Okay, cool, and I automatically put it in there. Sweet, okay. That's nice. Okay, it works. I'm like, this is like the first Sharp game I've ever loaded up that didn't have music playing to test it. Okay. No pause. Let's try upping the volume. It's like, turn around. Take that, magic man. Oops, I'm dead. However, if you want to see somebody actually play this game and do really well, Aquas is the guy you want to check out. Aquas. I have never seen this weapon before. This is intriguing. And I'm dead, of course. And I still have it, okay. So you only have one axe on screen. Okay, that's good. Making progress, slowly. Okay, that's kind of lame. Used to the other weapons, like, will go shooting all across the screen, and this is like, no. Super explosion power. Shouldn't have jumped, okay. Yeah. That's as far as we'll go on that. Like I said, I am terrible at this, so... oh well. But for now... and yes, they were surprisingly good for a 16-bit game, because like I said, it's basically, that is like straight arcade conversion. That is the best accurate one I've seen to date, for just basically outside of just playing it on straight on MAME. But yeah, it's not bad. But thanks to everybody for hanging out. Definitely appreciate it. Me playing Castlevania games at the start very terribly, then transitioning over to Sharp X68000 for fun. So, don't know I'll be streaming again. A lot of pain right now, but we'll figure it out. Definitely want to thank you, Mulisk, for showing up in chat. Always cool. So if I do stream, might be back again tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't know when that is, just type that into Google. It'll tell you exactly for wherever you are in the world. You can also check me out on Twitter, at Wurzel555. Don't have to follow me or anything, but I do post up there ahead of time if I'm going to be streaming, or if I need to cancel, as I had to do for the past 2 days. So basically, you'll be kept in the loop of what's going on stream-wise if you feel like coming back. So next stream, if I do it tomorrow, don't have an idea of what I'm going to be playing, so I'll figure something out like I always do. Let's see, is there anybody streaming right now that's going to be good to host? Sekiro, speedruns, Harry Potter, nobody. So I'll just let the computer decide, but oh well. So thanks for hanging out. Like I said, Wheelisk, if you have any problems there with the Cemu emulators, hit me up on Discord, and I'll help you out with what I can. So see you guys possibly next time.